Time for our tanks to head out on patrol. Kelly, Big Joe, you're in tank 1. Oddball, Moriarty, you take tank 2. Cowboy and Willard, you're in number 3. And you, Henderson, you'll be lucky if you can stay on the backside of 1. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and today we're taking a look at a Lego built Cobra vehicle that is definitely iconically Cobra. It is the High Speed Sentry, better known as the HISS tank. Now the HISS tank catches a lot of flack from people due to its strange looks and the fact that it's got a big glass canopy here on the front of it. Of course, most of those naysayers need to be reminded, this was designed as a toy first, not as a realistic military vehicle. However, it could probably stand up, more surprisingly than what we give it credit for if it was real. A HISS tank is capable of going up to 75 miles an hour. While it's not making it the fastest tank available out there, it can certainly outrun a fair amount of them. Of course, there are a couple of them. There's at least 1 or 2 modern battle tanks that are capable of going over 100 miles an hour. So that kind of leaves the HISS in the dust, but hey, this one's still capable. The HISS was apparently also designed in its fictional world that it can be easily repaired by just about any agent of Cobra. Or even a mechanically inclined G.I. Joe member could probably jury-rig one to work. Especially if you're capable of scavenging some parts, especially from other disabled HISS tanks. May not be grand and glorious to ride around on the thing, but as a comedian once famously said, 4th class riding is better than 1st class walking. Alright, now this one has totally been built out of Lego parts, so it is not the little cheapie that's been available. So this one, it does hold up very, very good. It's rather sturdily built. The only thing that's a little bit problematic can be the canopy here. It opens up relatively easily, but when you try to make it go down, the hinge piece likes to pop off. Of course, like the toy, the canopy's no frills in here. We got Major Blood driving it. Since there really isn't a HISS tank driver figure available, I'm working on making my own. But since Major Blood was supposedly an expert at driving these tanks, it seemed fitting for him to ride in it. There we go. And of course we got a Night Viper up here in the turret seat. And unlike a few of the other vehicles that have been built, this one is capable of having him fully sit in there with all of his body parts. The whole section here does rotate. And the guns can be independently raised and lowered. Not quite as good as the original toy, but the pins that are holding these won't break as easily, so that's kind of a trade-off. I think I may have chosen the wrong size for these Technic rods that are the guns. I think they're a little small, but I'd like the opinion of those of you that are more inclined and experts on G.I. Joe toys. If you think they're a little small, please give me a shout out in the comments. because I do have plans for other HISS tanks, and if these are a little small, I do want to know so I can modify their designs to include the longer guns. And of course, those that had the original HISS tank as a child, they would remember that the HISS did not have real treads. It basically had little wheels underneath it and fake treads. But this has got real, genuine Lego treads. And if you push it along slowly, you can see that it does drive pretty well. I don't recommend going too fast, just so you don't pop things out of place, but it goes pretty well. The only thing that's probably a bit of a disappointment on this is the platform here on the back. On the real toy, the platform would be built to hold 2 figures on it. As you can see, that's going to be stretching it a bit, but it's also so small inwards, it's difficult to get a guy on here. But we'll stick this poor sucker on here. As we can see, he just fell right off. It's a problem with these Creon guys. Those independent legs go where they want. Yep. Little tough for us to get a second guy, get a guy on the back, so. But for a small trade-off, we do have a universal tow hitch, just like the original toy did. And we do have an asp, especially for those of you who saw my videos last year. We've got an asp. We can just click that on, adjust the asp a little bit so the wheels are getting it up. And then there we go. We can tow, it can tow an asp. All in all, this is the HISS tank, I believe, turned out pretty good. All things considered, I was a little skeptical when I built it, but I do like how it turned out. And of course, if any of you wish to purchase this HISS tank or to purchase the plans, I'll have a link to the website down below. That is if their store is up and running at the time that this video gets posted. At any rate, that's my look at a Lego built HISS tank. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you do like the content that we feature here on this channel, please do remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.